States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Once he can't get out, yeah.
June 4th, 2013 meeting will be audio taped as well as videotaped by my colleague in the audience. Before I take resident comments, Mike, I have a couple questions for you.
I'm sorry.
I have a couple questions for you.
Sure.
It's well within your, public presence to videotape the meeting. Is there any particular reason you have to videotape the meetings?
Yes, I would like to get it out to the public and let the public who cannot attend, such as handicapped people or other residents who cannot come to the meetings, to see what's going on.
And was this your sole decision?
Yes,
Okay. Now, was the meeting that you posted on your website, was it in its entirety, from gavel to gavel, from opening the meeting to the closing of the meeting?
Yes.
There was no edits to it whatsoever? So
No edits.
everything- Okay.
correct.
All right.
Did you view it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll pursue it a little bit later. I just wanted to get your comments on it.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Mike.
You're
All
welcome.
right, at this time, I'll take resident comments.
Who starts?
And whoever raises their hands first, Jeannie beat you. Jeannie?
I know what you're talking about.
A couple places that I wish that somebody would look at the bushes because you can't see.
Okay, which one, where?
Oh, yeah.
The corner of North Crescent and Harrison. The old Heckman house, I can't remember her name.
Okay, any other?
It's too tall and it's too wide.
Like a lot of people.
All right. You said other locations?
And the other one is, I think it's North Crescent Extension maybe, across from Mom and Dad's,
Arthur and North Crescent.
Arthur North Crescent.
Oh, yeah.
I almost
The people,
got,
like the people coming from the back?
Yeah,
I almost got hit there the
I
other
almost
day.
got hit yesterday, so.
Okay, thank you.
They need to be cut back.
Another?
That's Peter's.
Those two are the only ones that I've run into.
Mark?
Okay,
Did you really run into it? Yeah.
several things.
Mark Hetrick, McKinley Street, what's the address?
311. Okay, a couple of years ago, you guys took, it was rebar, posts of rebar out of my backyard because it was supposed to be dangerous.
I remember us talking about
There was a
that.
big deal about that, and I had to put in posts. And when I put in the posts, you guys told me they had to be at least 1 foot to 18 inches, no less than 1 foot in from the alley, but preferably 18 inches. And everybody along that alley has abided by that. I have a problem with on McKinley Street, going down McKinley Street, the walls, is who it is. It's a rental property up at the corner right next to Jackie's Flower Shop.
Oh, the only house on that side of the street.
Right. They have put posts in that are practically on the street.
I saw them.
Okay.
'Cause I went down there
And
and dressed
you
them.
have, first, you can't pass anybody on our street because we have on-street parking. And you do have to stop with that the way it is and with that big, trailer. There's nowhere to go. And I don't understand why they can be that close to the main street.
And not yours. And that's, I'm not gonna say it is on borough right away, but it may be. Vernon,
I hear you.
you need to visit them. That could very well be on borough property. There's stakes in the ground, where that pull-off used to be.
What properties is that from?
It's next to Jackie's Flower Shop. It's the only house on that side.
It's a two-story brown pencil brick house that I used to live in.
Yeah. Yeah, Cliff knows exactly.
Well, that's-
I knew that.
If I may, that's directly across the street from Mr.
Yes,
Ward.
yes. I mean, and there's a gravel pull-off, and depending on that, the borough right-of-way, that street, if, they can't put posts there, you know? So you need to check that out.
Mr. Chairman, that street is 60-foot right away.
Oh, well, then they're well in violation.
And I don't care if they put them up, but don't put them up so close that you're practically hitting them.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Could you address that with them, please?
Immediately.
Okay, thank you. Second, okay? Everybody knows the new ice cream place just went in. I don't begrudge anybody making a living. I just want to know, again, how, when we've had on-street parking on both sides of that street for, I know, more years than I've lived there, because that's, when I lived there, that's what it was, it's on-street parking. How do you make a parking lot? Boo-boo, just there, and now we don't have places to park, because if you don't know if anybody's going to look at it, they put up signs that say, parking for
parking.
kicks only, violators will be towed at their own expense. How does
Did
that
they
happen?
add that? Violators will be.
Oh, that was on there from the start?
The ice cream.
All right, finish your comments and then I'll,
Okay, that was it. And the other thing is do we have a street committee?
yes.
Do they clean up the debris on the streets?
You mean like
I
a
came up-
street sweeper? Like a Tiani street sweeper type thing?
Yeah, anything, you used to do it by hand, I used to see them come around and do it by hand.
Now, is this caused by the,
It's caused because we have an alley above us that the gravel runs out, comes down, washes out in front of my house, Jack Totus's house, ends up at the catch basin in front of Mary Jo's house. I walked out the other day, hit that gravel, went down and hurt my back. I mean, I slammed the ground
it's
so
like
hard.
marbles?
Mhm. I hit so hard, and I mean, you can ask Mary Jo, Kevin and I are out there almost every time after it rains, but that shouldn't be my responsibility.
No, this isn't caused by the gas stuff. The gas.
It is not caused by the
Okay,
gas,
all right.
it is caused because there's no catch basin up at that top of that alley. There really needs to be a basin up there. That would alleviate the whole problem.
Any comments, Barry?
Record all the information she's given you, General Joseph.
Or they should be on sweeping.
Or out sweeping after a rain,
Yeah, I mean,
because as soon as it rains, it's down there.
I don't, no reason why the borough employees can't do that, correct?
It shouldn't even happen. It should be-
I agree, but regardless of that.
It shouldn't be happening.
No, it's not.
But yeah, let's try to
They
stay on
did,
that.
I know, when we first moved in here, they cleaned that, after every rainstorm, they were out never cleaning. I haven't seen that in years.
Mental note of that, and written note. I mean, it's recorded.
I think that's all for me.
All right.
Yes, one too.
Name and address?
Ice cream,
Name and address?
Mary Jo Martin, 309 McKinley Street.
Okay.
Again, the ice cream place, you know, it's a business, it's fine. But they have a sign that coming up on, I think it's Southern Avenue,
Yes.
and it says additional parking. Well, when you come up around there, that's a sharp turn, and the cars kind of fly up around there, and there's a lot of children on that street.
Yeah, I'll say.
And it's so short, and the traffic is just so bad. That, and sometimes when they park their cars down below, it blocks the highway, you can't see.
Yeah, I have an additional complaint to add on to this one. Well, whenever you're finished.
Yeah,
Okay.
either that and then the gravel with the catch basins, I'm always cleaning it up.
Okay, and so I went down there after you and I had our visit. I went down there that night. Your brother was down there. I talked to him.
Yeah.
Okay, and this goes on the same, Barney, as, this is just on the other end of McKinley Street. That, I'm not gonna say for sure, but I'm guessing 99% sure, that no parking area that Kix has is partially on borough property. And they can't section that off as no parking.
McKinley Street goes back almost 4 feet away from the building. That's how wide that street is.
Okay, well, so they're clearly in violation. All right, so, on top of all that, if you're on McKinley Street looking at Chuck Group's apartments,
Do you want to?
okay, there, I mean, I go down, I'm through there all the time. And there's usually one, and at the most, 2 cars parked there. Well, I'm guessing there's room for 10 cars there, at
There's
least.
plenty of room.
Okay, so why
do they have
can't
to-
we give their tenants 1 or 2 parking places apiece for the 2 apartments that are there?
Right.
And then say, that's
There's
clearly
your
on his property, these are for Kix customers. I mean, this can be alleviated, but we have to have a conversation with Chuck Root and say, hey, it's great to get another business in Muscatine, and none of
It
us
is,
is
and I
gonna
have
argue
no
that.
problem with that,
Right.
I don't.
But it's good and it's bad when it comes to these issues. And not only that, I received a complaint that somebody came down Southern Avenue, okay, towards Butler Road, turned left on the lane coming from Katanning. All right, they pulled up there, couldn't get in the parking lot. So traffic from Katanning was stopped, coming past Jackie's Flower Shop, and they were going into the middle lane to get around that truck until it got in. Now, that's an obvious traffic violation. Yeah, was it caused by that? Yeah, but you can't blame Kix for that.
No.
But we're gonna have to work with Chuck Root, that's all I can say.
Good luck.
Or we
Of course,
need
that's easy.
a traffic sign up there to say danger,
That road.
you know,
Something, I mean, it's,
to warn people.
I don't know, and like, I don't know if there's any way of putting a speed sign or children at play, watch children, some
There's a
kind
speed
of
limit,
sign.
15 miles an hour on the street.
Oh,
There-
okay, McKinley
On
Street.
McKinley.
Oh,
I
okay,
know
all right.
you can't on the main highway.
Right,
I
right,
know
that's what I thought you were
know all
talking
that.
about.
No,
It's
up on
posted as
McKinley.
15?
Yes, there's a sign on both ends of the road.
Is it 15 above?
No, it's 15, but it's back way
Okay, all right. We'll have to get in contact with Chuck Root, and then we'll see what kind of resolution gets in the middle ground here. All
in.
right.
That, and then there's like I think it's a safety violation for, there's no way down that hill.
Well, that's their property.
Yeah.
You know, and if someone falls in that property, they're liable for any injuries, because it's not borough property at that point.
No, down
If it's a dirt path, it's a dirt path, and beware.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, like I said, it's great to have
It
something
is
in
great.
there.
Remember when
I'm
Turco
not
first came?
encouraging
Yeah, there was
anybody
steps,
making
but they
a
must
living.
have just
I'm
Oh,
not. And I
Fell apart.
well, I do, but not at the expense of everybody who has lived on that street for 30, 40, some people have even much longer than me. And take into consideration everybody,
Oh, okay.
and not just you. And like I say, and I, dealing with Chuck Group,
Okay, well, let's not pass judgment.
good luck.
That's my job.
I know.
All right, ladies, is that it?
That's
You
it.
remember that.
Next president. Jeannie? 2 more things.
2 more
Is that
things.
5
Number
minutes
one,
and 5
I'd like to
minutes?
see the auditors' names listed on the website because one is elected and the other 2 are appointed, correct, by council.
I'll take care of
Okay. Number 2, big issue. What's going on with $25,000,
Of,
the IRS issue?
well, they have not, correct me if I'm wrong, have they contacted us back?
No, they're still working on, and the $25,000,
Includes the taxes.
yeah, includes the payroll tax liabilities themselves.
That was misstated.
And
Was that
it'll-
misstated in the minutes or somewhere that it, or a comment that it included,
If
was
you
a fine only?
misread, if you misread the article,
Oh, okay, it wasn't misstated in the paper?
Terminology.
depending on how you read it. But whenever I stated it at the meeting, I clearly stated that the 25 included the taxes and the penalties.
It was misrepresented. in the
Yeah, it
paper.
was
Sorry,
very
yeah.
easily
It was just-
misconstrued
yes.
by a lot of people, that was solely the amount of the penalties, and that is not at all the case.
And when was Evans payroll no longer payroll service?
August 3rd was the first pay date that I did, so.
That's not even funny.
I can find out for sure what date I actually notified her, but,
Okay. That, no, I just wanted general idea.
So what are you gonna do?
So what's the resolution going to be once you do determine, or once it's determined?
Well, everything is up to par now, except for we're waiting for the amount of fines and penalties from the IRS. I spoke to them for like third, fourth, fifth time today, and they said, call back in 15 to 30 days. So,
Well, last time I talked to them, they said within 30 days of when I talked to them, they were gonna have, because when she finally submitted the third and fourth quarter at the end of February, then the IRS posted them in reverse.
right.
Fourth quarter got posted to the third quarter, and the third quarter got posted to the fourth
Yeah.
quarter.
but
They were
look what they're
internal
in
sticks
right
made by the IRS. and
Yeah, and they
they're
admitted, I mean,
fixing that.
but they have to get
It's
that part
taking
straightened
them-
out before they can figure out the rest of it. But they told me
Okay.
30 days, and it's been well over 30 days.
And are we being fined for that error?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
Why
no.
did this happen?
okay. That answer your question, Gene? Sort of, maybe?
Sort of, maybe.
Next resident comments? Oh,
Thank you.
Clyde Klein, 326 Garfield Street. I talked last time we had a meeting about the food vendor down at AutoZone.
yes.
You need to ask.
I understand from the officer we have in charge of Fort Hagen that, yeah, they have all the permits to do that.
Okay.
But, you know, when we issue permits like that, can't we look beyond the permit and say, well, what's this gonna look like in the people's residential area? I mean, that's an issue, I don't care.
Does he keep it parked there at all times? Okay.
And sometimes it's open, sometimes it pulls away. But if it was like a stainless steel wagon, but there's a bus there, the trailer's there, there's half a dozen cars that belong to them, it's just,
Yeah, I think they use that as home base. They do go places with that. And they have a website or they contact people, Twitter or whatever, as where they're gonna be, because they're in varied places and they're using that as home base. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. I mean, it's a commercial property and they're granting them permission to park on their property.
I understand that. But
You want it to be a little more sightly?
yes, because, you know, we're trying to spruce up our area with the town, and now you have this setting down there. And like I say, if it was a stainless steel wagon, or if the bus was converted to an eye-pleasing thing, it wouldn't be so bad. But just looking at that out there, you know, I know the residents don't see it, but we have to look at it. 'Cause we-
Yeah, we only see it when we drive by.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know.
It's 60 mile an hour.
Yeah, 60 miles.
No, I don't. Okay, I mean, we could talk to them and see. I guess they're really nice people.
Are
You
they
know.
from the borough?
Pardon?
Do they live in the borough?
I don't think so. I don't know that for sure. But, you know, if they have a vendor's license and all the proper permits, I don't see any reason why they would have to live in the borough.
So the borough's not getting nothing from them other than.
Other than permits and the,
Other than permits.
correct.
So then we have to put up with
We'll talk to them.
it.
We'll see.
One other thing, he was talking about storm sewers. When they put that new bank in, they dug that big hole in the ground over there so they could catch water coming off their property.
What?
Ash knows.
Ash knows.
Yeah, ash knows. Well, they put up a thing, a curb right there, so the water don't go down into their parking lot. It all runs down the road, and when it rains hard, that water's probably 3 or 4 inches deep from that hill.
Down,
Yeah, and it's coming
Yes.
off of the gravel parking lot, coming out of the other parking lot.
I mean, where the old Merchants Bank used to be, that one also?
Well, there's no water can get in there because it's all, they got that hump on both ends of the, so all the water runs down to the main highway. Well, if they put that big ditch in, and they put that catch basin in, why doesn't the water go into there instead of running down the road?
So you're saying they have it diverted incorrectly?
Yep, they don't let that water run down in there. And the way the road slope, it runs to like Turco side and runs the whole way down through there.
Oh,
And
no.
all that debris from that parking lot.
Off
runs
the
all
gravel,
down
yeah, from the
through.
gravel parking lots. And then we have the same issue that everybody else is having.
I mean, it's, you know,
Put that, another thing on your list of things to do, Bernie. Check that out. You're gonna be busy.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Marie Morris, Arthur Street. Just wanted to know, I wasn't here last month. How did this happen with the payroll taxes? How did it happen? Why did it happen?
It was an oversight, okay? It was a mistake,
You
okay?
don't know that taxes have to be paid?
I'm not gonna talk for Carly. Carly, do you want to comment or no comment?
Well, it was an accident and it's corrected, and I don't think we realized the full extent of the job that it was in the first place.
How do you
And
pay
there was
back
nothing
the 20?
malicious, there was nothing at all malicious, and, you know, people have been taking what they hear and running with it, and it's not, I don't know.
Why wasn't it just left with Evans or whatever their name was and left to go?
It was a decision by council.
Yeah, I mean, it was recommended to us to go to QuickBooks. I mean, anybody with a county background knows, you know, so it was a big step for us. Okay, and I think it was a good step. And this happened, yeah, that's bad. I mean, it was a mistake, it was a bad mistake, we admit to it, and we're gonna work through it and hopefully get past it.
So now we owe 25 plus.
No, 25,000.
No.
Okay.
Roughly 20,000 was paid at the end of February, 9,000 something for the third quarter, 9,000 something for the fourth quarter was submitted to the IRS. But the, part of the issue is at the end of the year, the balance showing, you know, in the minutes saying, okay, the borough has X amount of money. Well, they basically had $25,000 less than that because there's the state taxes, the local taxes, and all the rest of that. So the balance at the end of the year was very misleading. But this also leads into the budget issue when things were budgeted, because those taxes weren't paid, they wouldn't have been budgeted. So our,
They were budgeted for 2013.
but you took the payroll
No, to figure out
taxes.
the payroll taxes, I used percentages of wages.
Yeah, and you asked that question a while back, and that was the same answer that she gave you.
No, because I didn't, when we discussed this at the last meeting, I wasn't even thinking the budget. I thought that after I went out. But the 25,000, 20-ish of that was paid out in February. So it has been paid. The money was not missing, nor was it ever
Misallocated.
suggested that it was missing. It just wasn't done like it was supposed to be
Okay,
done.
so everybody's aware of that now, correct?
Yeah, and the
And-
$25,000 included an estimate for IRS penalties, which we have zero idea how much that amount will be yet.
Because
And currently, the only financial impact that the borough's general fund has felt from this mishap is $74 and like some odd cents. Okay, the local taxing authorities pay to-date fines, penalties, liabilities. The state Department of Revenue and Department of Unemployment Compensation, Bureau of Labor and Industry is paid due-date fines, penalties, liabilities. The only amount we're waiting on is from the IRS. The liabilities have been paid. The only amount we're waiting on is the fines, penalties, interest, whatever that may be.
it's basically impossible for the layperson to sit down and come up with the same number that the IRS is gonna come up with, because I have fought with them before and proved them incorrect. So you just wait till they send you your amount, then you go back through and figure it out.
They're the government,
And
and
then-
you're on.
So whereas it looks like the borough is taking a humongous hit from this, above and beyond what is actually owed, that is not at all the case.
Yeah, and
Like I
that
said,
was your
right now,
question, that wasn't,
it's like
that's
$74
total,
and some cents.
not the fine.
Okay.
And I think that rumor got circulated and misrepresented somewhat, or how you read it in the newspaper. And so, okay, does that make everybody somewhat?
Yeah, if there are any
calm?
questions at all, you know, I'm totally open to discuss it with whomever. It's not a big secret. And, you know, the more I can set the record straight, I will.
But it's not all on you, honey.
It doesn't keep
it's
getting
not
blown out
all-
of proportion.
It should all be on Carly. Carly's secretary and
I'm not-
treasurer.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I'm
I'm
not-
taking fault for my
I'm not
part in
putting my
it.
finger, I'm not
I've
putting the
never
finger blame on
denied
her
that.
entirely.
Okay.
We all make mistakes, you know. Anybody here that's never made a mistake, please stand up. Oh, please. There's a fisherman. Okay, all right. Next comment?
Jim Sabisky, Southern Avenue. This is something similar to Mrs. Patrick here. I was at one of our retail stores on Butler Road here, and the owner approached me, wanted to know when the borough was going to clean the berms along Butler Road. Of course, I said, well, that's a state job, state No, she said, I called them, they said, the Board of West Kittanning has made an agreement with the state that they will sweep the berms and paint the berms. And if you notice, those berms needs cleaned up, and the debris is going into this one stone owner's property. And she's
Which-
very, I don't know if I can mention that she wants to get involved in it.
Okay, all right, then done.
But I don't know when the board made such an agreement. If they did, it was a
I mean, it could be
Terrible.
well before me and you.
terrible. The second comment, I think the Smith house was sold.
It was.
Did the board recuperate their grass cutting bills?
On Cleveland Street?
Yeah.
It's not recorded yet.
Yeah, it is.
It's in the
Oh,
paper.
it is now?
Yeah, it's recorded now.
Yeah, because,
No, but I'll be on the lookout.
yeah, because, you know, that has to be a lien put against their property
Yeah.
before it's can be sold.
Carly.
Well, it's sold.
I
It was in Saturday's paper, it was sold.
Well, we-
I received multiple requests for no lien letters. Like first, you know, there've been 2 or 3 different occasions where so-and-so was to buy it, was to buy it, to buy it. I included all the liens we had attached to the property, so they're fully aware.
It's like $2,500. Because I asked about that a few months ago.
That's
There's
a
grass
pretty-
cutting, the tree, tearing down the trailer that mysteriously burnt.
Yeah, that's okay. We have to see
Out
that.
mysteriously.
They're recorded.
Yeah,
So
they're
they are
recorded
recorded.
and they're aware, the buyer or the mortgage company.
So who's responsible for paying that? It's whatever they agree on?
No,
Is it the buyer or the
the
seller?
buyer is
Buyer
responsible.
has to pay.
I mean, it has to come out of
Well,
the,
no, it's either the, well, probably either one, the seller, you know, the seller would
whatever
say.
they agree on.
Yes, yeah, but somebody has to pay that.
And how long do they have to pay it?
I don't know that.
I would have thought that it would have been
At the
paid
closing.
closing, and if it's in the paper, they already closed on
So you're
So what are
done.
our chances of
We
recouping
don't
that
get
money?
it.
Liens?
Yeah.
it.
Look what happened to us.
I just figured it would have been paid, I didn't know that it was sold, but you said it was in the
It's
paper.
in Saturday's paper, in that little,
That can't happen.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could contact a mortgage company or someone and,
Well, we don't know if there's a mortgage on it.
oh, could you just,
It's too late.
Yeah, we're done.
Would it,
It was said
Oh,
48,000 in the newspaper.
Mr. Chairman, I'll cover this in the city.
new business?
Chris.
Oh, okay. This very subject?
He's on it.
Okay.
well, I have a question for the solicitor. How could this happen?
I was not the one that recorded these liens, these municipal liens, they were already recorded before I started here.
No, I'm not blaming you, but I mean, how can a house be sold if they had liens against it?
I don't, unless they were recorded wrong, then.
Who would have recorded them all?
Problem is, it was in multiple banks' name. It was transferred from bank to bank to
We'll
bank.
have them
That's
on
when
these
you run
properties.
into.
And I
Exactly what happened.
asked this question a few months ago, and it seemed like, because you went, because I asked Carly, and she went to the pathonetary office and looked them all up to make sure that everything was covered, because maybe 2 months ago, they got a real estate sign in front of that house, and there were people in there every night. And it's that, okay, if we don't have them recorded before they close on the house, then we're out of luck and shame on us.
Yes.
So I did raise the issue and called Carly, and she went and checked to make sure that the trailer thing was taken care of, the tree thing was taken care of, and the multiple grass cuttings, and it was like $2,500 total. But how,
Actually recorded that I want to say that at the meeting that you asked about it, it was literally recorded, I think, the week before that it was sold, or it was a couple of days after that it was recorded. This Cleveland Street house. It was in February,
there were a
But-
couple deeds
I think.
just recorded in February.
You can't buy
at least that's what I saw. I don't know when the liens were.
well, but, okay, but the liens,
Or, yeah.
every time I asked, it was, okay, the liens are recorded for when the trailer, the tree I know was either $600 or $800, because it split in the middle and was gonna fall down. So even, okay, so if they were recorded in February and it was expenses from 2011,
Mhm.
as long as it's recorded before it closes,
Yeah.
we should still be able to get our money, correct?
Yes.
It's our non-timely filing of the lien shouldn't,
It's still recorded before the
Yeah,
voter.
it's still, you have to have the right, the owner's name has to be correct on the lien. I don't know
No, is
if
that,
that was a problem.
so is
or-
them bouncing back and forth from back to back, creating this problem by, we go enough steps,
Well,
they're
I
gonna
know
go
that
fall over.
there were a lot of transactions, right?
it went from bank to bank to bank.
But those were assignments, those weren't
Yeah.
conveyances of property.
But there were problems there with the assignments, I think, with the listing of who actually owned it whenever it was assigned on those liens, and
Yeah, so whereas I have liens, I sent them to bank, mortgage company, settlement group, whoever, I don't know who's responsible after that. I don't know who takes over after that.
Is it at that point in the courthouses, court, or who's court?
one of them should have paid.
The seller.
Can you follow up and find out what's going on there, if there's any, do we have any recourse?
I can try.
All right, please
I'm not
do.
sure how, if they're recorded incorrectly, you're not gonna have any.
Well, I mean, it's either gonna be good news or bad news, but we need to find out one way or
If it
another.
was recorded against the bank that held the house at that time, then,
That's all I'm saying is, instead of Taylor being Whitaker as the name, I kind of remember maybe on.
that was one of them, then it was Bank of America, it was Wells Fargo for a little period of
But
time.
it's been under Taylor, Bean, and Whitaker for years. Since Chrissy and Cliff lost it, it's been under Taylor, Bean, and Whitaker. As far as the ownership of the property.
All right,
I'll look
let's
at
check
it, see
into
what
it,
it
yeah,
is.
and that might be shame on us, which it probably will be. All right, thanks, and yeah, please look into that.
We can't have this more shame on us. I mean, we can't have this. It's taxpayers' money here.
It's my taxpayers' money too, Jim, I don't know if
I'm
you're
not
tax-free.
saying about me, I'm saying about everybody.
I agree, I'm not gonna argue that fact.
Well, you just can't say that, shame on me. Well, we did
What do you want me to say?
it. Get on somebody's, you know what, and get our money.
Yeah, we're gonna pursue that.
All right.
You have-
Before my time's up, I have a third issue. Since back when I was on council, it was always brought up about bidding out insurance, our insurance. It was it's too late, we can't do it. Okay, this is June 2013, 1st of June. Do we have time now to bid out the insurance?
Yes, ma'am. No, but when's the drop dead date for that?
I can't hear you.
Our major policies renew beginning of September 1st.
That's why I thought, last meeting, Michelle brought this up. She said it had to be done in June. So it's, here's
And like, if
June.
we put the bid out, I would think that it should go out in June.
It was too late back then.
Yeah.
It was
We put it out and
in
then
August,
give them
I
time
think,
to apply and-
It was at the
So
August
June, this is
meeting.
June.
So,
Can you do that, Harley?
It's really not that big of a deal to
And
get
that-
the insurance.
Pardon?
Just give them the deck pages, cross out the dollar.
And the last time we did that, if you
I
can
saved us a
recall,
crap load of money.
okay, kudos to you, yes, I was just gonna say that. Yes, a lot of money.
because what?
Thank you.
Because I pushed the issue
And what?
and bid it out, and I saved us
All you saved, it didn't cost us.
$8,000 or something. We'd already got our renewal amount.
You saved us, didn't cost us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's do a second thing. Oh. Oh, okay. All right, thank you, Jim.
I don't know.
Next comment?
Michael, Holly, Bella Road. Do we have any kind of ordinance about sign advertisements? I know for temporary signs and political signs.
Temporary signs, such as,
Temporary, like where Mel's is. Okay, did you see the one along the highway now? Budweiser, $8.99.
no, is it one of those flashing lit signs?
No, this is a car, like a,
Vinyl.
Sorry, just.
is it vinyl or,
didn't see it,
it's more like a, almost like the political signs. Okay, like the nice,
Vinyl and it's. top off
stronger,
and-
yes. But if we don't, I think we need to address this because as a business owner, I think they make a community, look ugly and trashy. if you keep popping up? And, do you want to keep seeing these temporary signs popping up in the community?
Yeah, see, when we address the ordinance for the
I mean,
new signs, let me see a picture of it.
I may, and if I do, I'll bring it up to you if I may.
Can we distinguish between political signs and advertising?
Do they have any
And just
political
general
signs
advertising,
out
product
on
advertising
the ground by a
versus
certain time?
Yes, and
political ads.
I want to thank Jim for getting his out of the muy pronto. I've never seen anybody take their signs out quicker than Jim. Thank you.
Right after the meeting, or election day, was there, I thought.
Thank you for doing that.
I do not have it on me.
Okay, I'll drive by and look.
Okay, but,
And what was brought up also was political signs. We don't want to deter people putting up political signs, other than if they put it up at a dangerous intersection. But those are temporary also, and they need to get them out of there in an
Right,
expedient manner.
but I think we should have that as an ordinance of
And
timely
here
manner.
we're dealing with the bar, and that's their advertisement for business, and, then again, we'll talk to them and see.
Because if I'm not incorrect,
Where's it
it's,
attached?
I would say it's more on state property,
Oh, really?
to be honest, yeah.
Huh?
It's on the inside of the guardrails. Right past this parking lot. On the, on the guardrail.
Oh, right before Briar Hill?
Between this parking lot and Briar Hill.
Oh,
It's right on the inside of the guardrails.
I don't think that's good. Well, okay, all right, I'll look.
when you sit there at the lights?
And that's on state
Up at
property.
Hilltop, no, up at Hilltop Mall, and you're sitting there drinking down the hill.
That's
And
East
there-
Franklin.
Is that East Franklin, all this? Boy, does that look like crap.
Yes, it's Franklin.
And also with the Butler Petroleum property,
Them, yeah.
hopefully, did they get cited for even a little bit of gas? I mean, I know it's only very little, but it's still, we have an ordinance, and I would like to see them get, fined for that,
For which?
for their grass in front of the property. I mean, it's all grown up in front of the doors.
Okay,
It looks,
you're talking about
The old
right
city.
down gas station.
yeah.
Okay. I'll give you a little follow-up. I'll turn it over to Andrew. He has a letter written to Butler Petroleum, and it's concerning our dangerous structure ordinance. All
Right.
I was gonna say, how can they keep that building there?
The problem that you will run into, even if the borough were to tear that down under the dangerous structures ordinance, they'll never sell the property.
No,
It'll
because
just
of the
sit there,
tanks
I mean,
underneath
and
there and everything.
you'll never-
Tanks are gone.
Yes.
You'll never recoup your money. It'll just, obviously, you have to spend money to tear it down, but they'll never sell it. They just won't sell the property. They'll leave the lien on it, and maybe 30 years down the road, whether somebody wants to buy it.
That's a
But,
shame.
I mean, it just depends. It's a gamble.
Well, if we wait long enough, it'll just fall down.
Yeah, but see, wherein lies another problem. If that falls down, there's a channel down through there.
That Mike's been talking about.
Yeah, if it falls in, it floods his property, it floods Mel's, it floods Butler Road.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a horrible situation, horrible.
Now, can our solicitor, are you able to do that for us? Like, write a letter to them?
That's
If,
what I'm doing.
Yeah, he has a letter.
I mean,
A letter.
stating if this would collapse in flooding, that we would go after their insurance, that they've been warned, because their solution was before, well, we got insurance, that's their solution.
And as far as I know, this isn't the first time you guys have warned them about, the officer Gahagan, I think,
Yes.
I don't know if he's spoken with them or not personally, but they put things on their door, I don't know.
Andrew drafted a letter, okay?
Okay.
We're getting ready to send it, and then the second sinkhole.
But I'm gonna send you a copy of the ordinance and everything.
So he went back and rewrote it to add the second sinkhole, which did someone fill it in with gravel?
No, it's still there, there was a cone there, and the cone's gone, but the hole is,
I didn't see it when I drove past.
it's only,
I looked in it.
okay,
I site visited and looked at it, and I go down and look at that other hole to see how much worse it's getting, because I've taken photos of it. So what we need to do is, we need to take up-to-date photos of it and send it with this letter.
okay,
With that,
great,
I don't know, disaster pending doom statements in there.
all right.
Not doom, but
And may I ask Michelle Cogley, could you please tell me, how much do you get paid for doing the website?
Council authorized me $50 per month.
Okay.
I maintain the website, I update it, use photos that I've taken, edit those photos from time to time. I don't update it every month. I try to update it periodically.
Okay.
Change the pictures seasonally, that kind of thing. Recently, I went to update it in April, and our hosting service changed how to access it and didn't communicate that information, so by the time I connected with them, got the information, and I sent something to it.
Okay, and if I may ask you, how much does it cost you or the borough, are you taking that 50 for the domain?
No, the domain is $25 a year.
So you just take that out of the $50, correct, of your money?
They pay that separately.
Oh, they pay that separately?
They own the domain, I don't.
Okay, and how long have you been doing the website?
I volunteered, I designed the initial website free of charge.
Okay,
It was a community service project when I was at IUP. And that was in 2008. Since that time, the website has gone through 3 iterations to the current version that you see today. But throughout that time, I've taken various photos and spent hours just editing photos so that they can be used. And it takes time to, I mean, you know that, it takes some time to build a website from scratch. The first website took hours, days.
Do you think that's too much, Mike?
I mean, she's right. The first initial, I would agree, to be reimbursed for doing the first initial.
Well, I wasn't reimbursed for doing it, it was free.
But, okay,
It was completely free. The first website was completely free, and what they offered to pay me was just to maintain it, update it, and keep it going is what they offered to pay me. And initially, they paid me $25 a month.
okay.
And then it was voted by council for a raise, and that was something I didn't seek out, it was just they did it, so.
Okay, because I would like to see if you would decline and just volunteer your whole time doing the website, or if not, then I would be interested to take over the website, because it's very little time consuming, because uploading the minutes is like going to a copy machine and
Oh, I
printing.
agree, the minutes don't take time to upload, what takes time is when there's a transition from year to year, because of the way the website is designed right now, I create a new page, and for each year, and create like an archive structure, as you've seen, for the website, so that takes a little bit more time than just copying pages.
Because I'm,
Okay, so you're offering to do it for free?
yeah, if Michelle does,
Probably, we'll talk about it after the meeting, because I'm not sure that I'm gonna continue doing it, but I'll talk to you about it.
because I would like to save the taxpayers money by eliminating, because I see as wasteful spending, because my domain that I put up is just weskatani.com. There's no, I'm not, would not be seeking tax dollars or anything for that.
So you're gonna pay for it out of your pocket?
Absolutely, yeah.
But at that point, let me ask a question, this might be more for Andrew. If the borough should, for legal purposes, in my opinion, pay for the domain so they own it. If somebody else were to pay for it, that means that you would own it, and since it belongs to the borough, they should pay for that domain.
That would cost us $25 a year. Would you consider that wasteful spending?
No, that's 25, I don't have a problem with that.
It's just my wages for maintaining the website. I don't have a problem doing it for volunteer, because that's fine too. I mean, it wasn't a lot of money-making scheme, it was just to help cover some costs that I incurred initially.
I just want to try to save every tax, dollar that we can.
Oh, no
Admirable,
problem.
thank you.
That's all,
Anything else?
that's all.
Cheryl,
What?
nothing. Did you bring to my attention about the walk in the church? Okay, could you give that to me again? I can't find the slip of paper that I wrote it down on.
Church just needs permission to have the 5K race on that date.
And what day was I in?
It's usually right around September 11th.
It's right around, I can get the date. for
Okay,
you.
that's, okay, and then we'll put that on the website, so we need a
yes.
motion, or, we don't need a motion for that, we just need permission from council. Is that what you're saying? And then we'll need the police there, and we've done this before. And, okay, I wanted to, I didn't want to finger you about that, but you told me, and I wrote it down, and I can't find it. So, yeah, call me or
It's right around
Michelle.
September 11th, but I forget the exact dates.
You know what, I work with Leon now.
Yeah.
He just sends me an email with details.
Yeah, Lee Harvey.
I didn't forget about you.
Okay, that's okay.
I'll reach out to her
Thank
and
you.
get the details from her.
Okay, you take care of it.
Okay, thank you. All right, next resident comments?
It wasn't.
Okay, let's,
Higher.
motion to approve the minutes.
Wait.
Oh,
You looked down before, when I was raising my hand.
you've had your time. Come on, all right, now you're just wasting some more.
Oh, my God.
You're like 5 minutes per
Okay,
item.
at the last meeting, There were some comments made, but there was no response to any of the issues that were raised, and I was wondering if council had any information or answers to questions.
Which were?
Well, they should be in your minutes. Bernie was gonna check into some stuff.
And it, can you be more specific?
I know.
Okay. There was an issue with a borough employee doing work for the Water Authority on April 30th at 6:30 in the morning. It was a breakdown on North Crescent, I believe. Does he work for the borough or the Water Authority? And if he was working for the borough, why is he doing Water Authority work?
This is a street employee, street?
Yeah.
Comment on
Oh, no, he stayed.
In that particular, yes, that was a poor street. And we were required to keep the integrity of the poor street.
He had the,
It was a poor street that was dug up. The integrity belongs to the board. Okay?
he had the long
And
turn-off
anytime-
handle,
May I?
turning off the water.
Okay, well,
He
it's,
should just.
it's been taken care of.
So does he work for the borough or does he work for the Water Authority?
At that time, he was working for the board. And it was a board street, and that's why he was out there.
But that was a, that,
6:30 a.m. on that day?
Yeah, because I had to be at work at
Check
7, that's why I know it was
Explain that
6:30.
was
Well, I can
I
check
found
his
the one
time
that
sheet
didn't work.
and make sure that he wasn't compensated by the borough for that. Or unless he, it was a valid
Board
use of his
responsibility.
time, then if he flexed his hours or whatever, but I can check his time sheet.
And in December, Officer Gehagen, or whatever title he has, was mentioned that he was appointed to officer in charge. Was there any pay increase to go along with that?
Yes, there was.
Why was there not a proper motion made and seconded? And what was the raise?
I can't recall, I don't know that information, Charlie,
What is it?
Off the top of my head. I don't want to say that.
yeah, all right, we can get that
Okay.
information.
'Cause those kind of things, and Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, those kind of things need to be made public, not told it's none of our business or we don't need to know.
Okay.
Just like the last one you did for the board employee.
So if we, anything in the future, we have to, it has to be a motion, or does it have to be communicated to the public?
You want to do it by motion.
That's the right way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it is public.
I know I have my 5 minutes. I'd like to ask Mr. Morris. He worked for the board for a long time. Did you ever do water work?
Sorry, you can't do that.
Huh? Who paid?
He
Who
was hoping
paid?
it was Gehagen.
Who'd you get paid from? Just because this bore street, I believe it's the water authority's responsibility to be footing the bill, not the borers. Andrew, is there two different identities here? The water authority and the bore authority?
As far as I know, yeah.
Well, I can't see, well,
I don't know what you guys do when you're day to day.
Mr. Morris, what's your opinion on it? Who should be paying this?
I think if you're working for the water, you should be getting paid by the water.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Working for the board, you should be working for the borough.
Well, I will check and see if indeed he was paid by the borough on that date or that.
Carly,
time, and then we can.
We're not picking on you.
No, I'm just
It-
saying, that was
it's-
all.
You don't know. All you get is a timesheet. There's a man sitting up there at the tire, and I can't mention his name, but he is responsible for this.
Okay. I'm sorry, sir.
I said there's a man sitting up there with a tie on
What's the
who
tire
has
have to do with it, sir?
responsibility of seeing who gets paid from which company.
The tie is off. No adjustment.
What do you want me to say? I already said
Be
it.
a little more professional about yourself.
Okay, all right, that's enough, okay.
When are you gonna be professional?
Now, enough, okay? You've made your comment, Jim, and it's been noted that you feel that they will work with the water authority.
You guys put stuff on the containing comment newspaper about me. Why can't I open up in front of the public?
I recall, sir. that
Why do I
2 years
open in front of the
ago,
Republic?
You called me a bigot right here. You stood and called me a bigot, and I never responded to you. Now, deny that.
Will you speak up? Say what you said on the containing news about me.
All right, enough.
Never spoke about you, sir.
Both
Somebody in
sides.
here does.
Both
Somebody in here
sides,
does.
that's it. Please.
Will you point at me, Jim? Can I speak?
Sure you can.
Okay. I'll get on to see David Corral. He can pull up and find out exactly where it comes from. He can find out. Jonathan, he can verify that. And he can see what website, or whatever home it came from. And then I want you to apologize to me.
Because who in here?
No, I got the floor here, sir.
Who in here
I got
knows-
the floor, Mr. President.
All right,
I got the floor.
Yes.
Got the
You were
floor.
given time to speak, now let's listen to the response.
I have never said one negative thing about you, Jim. And congratulations, you won the election, okay? You won it fair and square, okay? You went out and you campaigned. I have nothing bad to say about you. So you can think what you want to think about me, that's fine. I will get on and see David Corral, or I have Jonathan have David call me, and we can find out where that comes from. Because it was not from me or my father. I can 100% swear on my life, and my father's life, that was not from us. So you know what, where you're getting this from, you're absolutely wrong, and I will expect a public apology at the next meeting if I find that information out. Because I would not say that about you. You know what, Jim? We're not gonna discuss it anymore because it's not
Yes,
true.
that's, yeah, all right.
Bernie,
No,
I did
Jim,
defeat
Jim, it's over.
you. You defeated yourself by not doing your job.
Now, quit making accusations like that, Jim.
It's not an
It is
accusation.
an accusation.
Does he miss
Can I say
meetings?
something, sir? This is slander,
Well, well,
and
then-
he's open for slander.
Well, then it can be approached outside, but for now, it's over.
And
all
it
right?
could go to court.
Yeah, okay, good. All right.
One more
All
time.
right.
It'll
No
happen.
more, okay,
It'll
is there-
happen.
are there any more resident
Listen,
comments?
And it'll happen.
Okay.
You want sued for
That's,
slander?
all right,
you
we're
get
done,
it.
we're moving on. Okay.
The audience is hearing
At
this.
this
All
time.
right, it's over now.
Bothians.
Hit the gravel for him.
I hit it for both of you.
Okay, sorry,
I didn't,
sorry.
for both of you. Okay, motion for approval of the minutes